Good morning again, everybody. And I'm Dana, and I'm the publisher of Mountain Neighbors. And I work, well, actually, oh, here we go. And I want to take a look at why micro-targeted advertising can help small and medium-sized businesses. And in town around here, I work with businesses who are spending in the range of, gosh, like 10 to 15 or $20,000 a month in their advertising. And those businesses are using us to complement their other advertising. They understand it's not which piece works the best, but how they all work together and how it's important to stay in front of their target market and how to make people feel good about them. However, I mostly work with smaller businesses with much lower budgets because we're an awesome place to start for them to build their brand and gain market share in people's minds. When many small business owners think of advertising, many think about hitting more people. And when they hear about maximizing exposure in one particular high-end area, they may say, well, that's a lot of money for such a small area of the market. And they say that they couldn't justify spending something like $1,000, for example, for a small area of the city. That makes sense. It's human nature to think about hitting more than, more people. Some business owners have brought this up with me, so I wanted to help you understand, and explain a few things about maybe in some actual numbers versus perception of what a business is getting. And so the question is, why would I concentrate my advertising efforts in just one area of town? Well, because the goal of marketing for your business is to build your brand. And how do you do that? Through reach and frequency. These are the two things that drive price in advertising. Reach is the amount of people that your message is getting to, and frequency is how many times a person is getting that message. If you want to reach a lot of people and reach them often, prepare to pay big bucks. To make it affordable, one of those two has to come down. Which one? Well, I ask you, are you going to get more growth watering 1,000 trees once or one tree 1,000 times? Frequency and consistency over time gives you the best chance of earning the share of your target market's mind. And also, to be honest, reach is not quite as important for service-based industries. If a business is selling something like, soda pops or cups of coffee, tubes of toothpaste that everyone uses, then reach is really important because everyone uses it. But if the average transaction is in the hundreds or thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, then your potential customer base starts getting smaller. So targeting those best potential clients is crucial, especially for smaller businesses on a budget. So gaining top of mind awareness, let's do some comparison. Nowadays it's taking up to around 20 impressions over a short period of time just for the subconscious part of the brain of your consumer to plant the seeds of your logo, colors, fonts, name, etc., to earn a share in their mind and become top of mind. And at any time, 5% of a business's viable market is in the market for your product or services now, but 95% is not, but will at some point in the future. So to use your services, when they decide to use them, they must hit all 5 of the buying criteria: need, budget, timeline, a willingness to engage, and a reason to engage. And that may not happen for years. So your message must hit them frequently and not sparingly and ongoingly over time to nurture that lead. So to give your message a far reach, businesses have often, looked to broadcast media, radio and TV. So here's some interesting information from an industry insider in Regina, which I know isn't here, but it's very interesting. With radio, to properly get your message out, you would need 3 ads a day, 7 days a week, for 12 months or 18 months before the message starts to stick to the subconscious and perhaps see little growth. And about 5% of a broadcast media's audience, like radio or TV, can actually afford your services. So that's who your message resonates with. In this example from Regina, there's around 1,500 to 2,000 people per radio station. So only 5% of that audience is in the buying cycle. And that would be like 100 people. And the cost on that radio station was $7,000 a month. $7,000 a month to talk to 100 people, the ones who could use your services. And then even on TV, like a 30-second commercial during the 6 o'clock news on CTV was running around $2,500 for one. And so that would be like $5,000 to $10,000 a month. That's not reality for a lot of people, but people would think, gosh, I'm getting so much more. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't watch, obviously, local TV or listen to the radio anymore because we have other options to listen on demand, watch on demand, bypass commercials. And then think about digital. I've seen a few prices for local digital ads, which astounded me. One cost $650 for one ad to be sent out in a newsletter to business owners. I was flummoxed. The other cost $500 for one ad, one, to be at the very bottom of a long news email. And as we know, the effectiveness of one ad, especially an ad that people may not see, is very low. And then going with an agency to help out with a digital outreach, you can't get started except for maybe about $3,000-4,000 a month. And so I wanted to mention that our pro digital package with up to 70,000 impressions per month for Facebook, Instagram, Google display ads costs less per month than those two one-off ads combined. And one ad, at the, excuse me. So what would what would really help build familiarity with your brand? One ad at the bottom of a news, email that no one would see, or literally tens of thousands on Facebook, Instagram, Google display, geo-targeted in the area that you want. So comparing radio, back to that, to my magazine, which is delivered to 3,000 homes a month with 2.4 people per home, that's 7,200 people that all have the ability to afford your services. And 5% of that viable market would be 360 people. So if we could, here, I'm gonna skip down. So would your accountant rather have you spend, like say $7,000 a month to reach, those 2,000 people, or $1,000 a month to reach 7,200 people with multi layers of media? So in our case, we're not just reaching more people, but it's actually a higher quality. And so the bottom line is you need to repeat the message frequently. It's not frequency that you need to get rid of to make it affordable. It's reach. Again, we're not the answer to everything for marketing, but we're actually an affordable place to start and to complement anything else that you might want to do. And so, yeah, frequency. Out of desperation and not knowing what to do, one business owner I know spent $1,500 for a flyer to go out to 1,500 homes once. He admits now that that was a waste of money because he knows only 2 to 3% of people read flyers, and that doing it once will not create top of mind awareness. So now he's paying a bit more than that amount per month for an average market exposure count of 2,700 or 74,620 views per month with his print and digital campaign combined for 2 businesses that he owns. So he learned the hard and expensive way that watering one tree 1,000 times is more effective than watering 1,000 trees once. So repetition, frequency. You need to repeat your message. You need to repeat your message. You need to repeat your message. So gosh, my ask today is when you hear a business owner wonder about how to reach people, ask them if they'd like you to introduce them to someone who can consult and provide options. And I'm Dana Franklin, and I do help businesses repeat their message with high value communities. I help businesses repeat their message with high value communities, et cetera, et cetera. But thank you so much, you guys.